Hi, I am Nirmalya Ghosh from Biooptics and Nanophotonics Research Laboratory at Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, Kolkata. So at this bioNap laboratory, we work on various aspects of light-matter interactions. So this bioNap laboratory is affiliated to Department of Physical Sciences and also Center of Excellence in Space Sciences in India, that is CESI.
Let me give a very brief and quick overview of our research. So our group, Biooptics and Nanophotonics group, work mainly in the domain of nano-optics, where we study spin-orbit interaction of light, spin-orbit photonics, plasmonics, dealing with surface plasmon resonances, quantum weak measurements, and its application in the classical optics domain. So we also look for development of spin-orbit photonic meta devices, optical sensors, weak measurement devices, even for space optics instrumentation. So another area that we work, of course, is polarization optics, and we intend to develop novel experimental systems, polarization algebra, Muller-Jones matrices, Stokes vectors, etc. And we use this polarization optics in the domain of nanophotonics and also in bio and interdisciplinary photonics. In bio and interdisciplinary photonics, we want to develop various novel optical spectroscopic and imaging methods for probing biological and other complex systems. So light can carry both spin angular momentum and orbital angular momentum. Spin angular momentum is associated with the circular or elliptical polarization. Orbital angular momentum is associated with the phase vortex. So like in atomic and condensed matter system, these 2 degrees of freedom of light, or particularly of light beam, can get coupled and give various interesting manifestations. So what we call spin orbit interaction of light. So this has opened up a completely new paradigm of devices for control and manipulation of light at the nanometer length scale. So in this regard, we study various such exotic spin orbit photonic effects, for example, spin Hall effect of light, spin controlled vortex generation, and to kind of produce giant spin orbit photonic effects in the plasmonic metamaterials and meta surfaces. So by tailoring large spatial gradient of geometrical phases. So we also study some elusive entities on the angular momentum of light, like transverse spin and Belin-Panda spin momentum. And this is something which we have recently started working on. So this is orbit-orbit interaction. So interaction between the intrinsic orbital angular momentum and the extrinsic orbital angular momentum of light. So this is another area which we are working on, is spin-orbit interaction of light in random medium or in disordered systems. So another area that we work on is on weak measurements and weak value amplification. So this is actually a quantum mechanical concept, but the wave interference is at the heart of this interesting concept of weak value amplification. So this can also be realized in the classical optics domain. So this is what we have been working on for quite some time. For example, this is weak value amplification of spin Hall effect of light, that video that I'm showing here. So we have also extended this concept to the domain of plasmonics, and we developed some new concepts on weak measurements and weak value amplification. For example, here using a special kind of resonance, which is phaneresonance. So interference is also at the heart of the phaneresonance. So what we showed is that weak value amplification can naturally occur in phaneresonance, and this we could realize in a hybrid plasmonic metamaterials. And this enabled spectacular tunability of phaneresonance, which may have many applications, like this what I'm showing here. And then, of course, we have been trying to develop new concepts of spin orbit and weak measurement devices. So in the interdisciplinary photonics, we have been using basically polarized light, a novel dark field polarization Muller matrix system we have developed in-house. So Muller matrix is basically a 4x4 matrix, which is the transfer function of polarized light in its interaction with material medium. So this unique system we have used for probing biological system and various other complex materials. We have also extended the philosophy of Muller matrix towards fluorescence spectroscopy and used it for nanomaterial characterization. So this is our recent work, a recent collaborative work, where we have used these polarization studies to probe the autonomous self-healing behavior in piezoelectric molecular crystals. And it actually unraveled the piezoelectric origin of the self-healing of this kind of crystals, and the paper was published in Science very recently. So now coming back to our students and students' contributions. So these are our current PhD students, former PhD students. 7 PhD students has graduated from the lab. 4 PhD students are currently doing their PhD. 30 MS students has done their MS project. and there are 4 current MA students. And I have provided some statistics on the publication of the group. We have, of course, many collaborators in our department itself. And these are some of the selected achievements of the students. The PhD students have obtained prestigious fellowships such as Raman Chaprak Fellowship, Government of Ireland Postdoctoral Fellowship, Marie Curie Fellowships, and then prestigious fellowships of Optical Society of America, SPI, the Best Paper Award in the biggest conference of optics, that is Photonics Europe. Similarly, BSMS students have also received various awards, Best Paper Award in SPI, Photonics Europe, etc. And of course, most of the students are currently pursuing their PhD in optical physics in reputed universities such as Princeton, Stanford, Max Planck Institute, etc. And finally, I have given you 2 links if someone is interested to learn more about our research, that is spin orbit photonics and weak measurements. I have given a link for 2 YouTube videos of my recent lectures. Thank you.